Diva loves, this is Miss Sophia the Diva, and I am back, honey, with my shades on because, honey, I just watched the 2 hours of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I know there's going to be a part 3. I don't know if I'm going to continue to watch this show because, I mean, honey, let me just put it to you this way. Team Petty, and they want to call themselves Team Pretty with fibroid toes, Claudia Jordan, and bad skin, bad nasty attitude having Kenya, and I don't know what the hell Cynthia had on with her hair. Honey, she looked like Miss Bessie ready for Sunday school, but the shade was real, and as Nene would say, the thirst was real with some of these heifers and hussies, because Claudia just showed her behind. She is a hussy. Okay, low down and dirty. So let's just get into it. Claudia Jordan is basically desperate for a storyline, so much in fact that she will attack and strike. And I noticed when Andy asked, how is Portia and Claudia's friendship, because he wanted to know. There's really not a friendship or a relationship. They just work for the same person, but under 2 different entities, because she does the television show and Claudia does the radio show. So she went for both Nene and Portia. She's still on Nene about the therapy session, and it's just like, just leave Nene alone, because when Nene was sitting there, basically she was like, I am unbothered, I don't want to be bothered with any of you hoes, basically is how she seemed to be acting. It seems like the only person she wants to mess with is basically Phaedra at this point, because her and Nene and Candy had some words too. So I don't even know what happened there. Something about a blog post or something. I don't know. But the big thing with Claudia going after Portia, it was just very disturbing, because she just was like, you know how you got your stuff, you got it from a married man, and I have a really good source that says that you came from an African man that was married, and you knew he was married, and I used to be a journalist. Boo-boo, operative word, used to be a journalist. Okay, you are no longer, and obviously since you used to be, you weren't a very good one. Okay, because you up here digging up stuff. You only, get your facts straight. And that's another thing I noticed Diva loves, is the fact that when the heat got hot, some of them were in there like, Cynthia, you better be careful, because that's slander. Okay, because she got mad at Portia because Portia had alluded to the fact that Peter, or Papa Smurf, I prefer calling him Papa Smurf. People call him Peter, but if you look, he look like Papa Smurf. All he needs is a red hat on. Because I guess Portia had brought up the fact that Peter has been creeping around Atlanta. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, because we've seen some stuff out here in LA. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But I mean, Cynthia, she needs to be watching him. So all I know is pretty soon y'all ain't going to have no retirement fund. And y'all going to be laid up there with y'all's little daughter that you done had with Leon, or his 5 kids. Because I think Peter got 5 kids or something like that. But anyway, I'm all over the place, because these women were a hot mess. And I just want to tell Claudia, while you keep talking smack and noise over there, that's why they got you on the opposite end, because everybody knows Portia got them hands, and as Candy would say, she will drag you in that bitch. Okay, ask Kenya when she got drugged. And then let's talk about Kenya. So when Andy was doing the introductions and asking people, oh, well, Kenya, hey, you got, is that all your hair? She's like, no, I have my own, like 30 some inches, whatever the hell she said. Don't nobody care, Kenya, because that ponytail you had on was fake, and you were trying not to say that you had a weave or ponytail. And then he asked you, had you gotten it from Portia? Because Portia, I don't buy a 99-cent bundles or whatever it is you said. Girl, he didn't ask you all that. Okay, all you had to say was, no, I didn't buy any from Portia. Simple as that, and then Andy brought up the fact that Portia sells hair, and I guess, he thought Kenya was too, but come to find out, Kenya sells hair care. And hair care, selling hair, whatever the hell it is, either way, Bravo taking about 15% of your check and your earnings, I'm pretty sure. Because them reality contracts, if you got a business and you promoting it on there, they want their 15% and they usually embed that in your contract. So either way, it don't matter, Kenya. Ain't none of us trying to check for it or buy it. You know, you probably got some good genes to have long, thick hair as you claim. But I'm still trying to figure out, like Justin J points out every week, why are you still wearing color contacts in 2015? Okay. But you know, she just, you know, Kenya just don't know how to leave well enough alone. And then she was going in after Portia, talking about how Portia is this and that, and how, you know, her grandfather, you know, was a forgiving civil rights person. And whoa, what does that have to do with anything? Why are you bringing the grandfather up? But I love Portia's comeback. It was wonderful, because basically she was like, well, you know, I bless her heart, basically is what she was saying. Bless her heart, because you know her mama didn't want her. And, you know, she just kind of messed up. So, you know, I understand she just damaged, basically. So, bottom line, Kenya just need to go see a therapist. Andy was also talking to her about this bootleg straight to Redbox TV series, need to be on YouTube or Vine or something, a show called Life Twirls On. Girl, he basically, Andy think he's slick, but we know you, Andy. That was code for when he was like, so you paid all that money for, you know, the show, you did all the investing. He told me that's kind of risky, ain't it? She was like, yeah, but I really believe in my product and blah blah blah. And basically that's code for that ain't gonna be on Bravo. Boo. So you wasted your money and time if you thought it was going to be on Bravo. So that ain't going to happen. So Kenya, you just spent money. But then again, maybe you got some money since you got $20,000 checks to write to charities, and then going to bring that up to Nene. I was like, you about to bring Nene out, because you better leave her alone. And I love Nene. She had me dying, because she was like, this rich bitch is poor, honey. Oh, we so poor, girl. I ain't got $20,000, girl. We so poor. And it just was a hot mess. And you know, she said, I guess, and Nene was like, I guess that's what we do now, is that we post our charity donations online. I mean, well, Kenya was like, well, everybody always be talking about I'm lying, so I just wanted to prove that I had written a check and gave it to them. And I'm just like, well, you wouldn't have to do that if you hadn't have been so thirsty and decided when you first came on that you were gonna lie about Walter, the what was he, the tow truck businessman. You paying him to be your boyfriend and to be on the show talking about y'all getting married, knowing good and hell well y'all weren't gonna get married. So yeah, a lot of people are gonna accuse you of lying, Kenya. I mean, it's just the fact that that's what you do. You lie about stuff. Just like, what else did you do? Oh God, what else happened in there? There was just a bunch of stuff. And then the whole Phaedra Apollo thing, when y'all were trying to be business partners, and you know, you were flirting with Phaedra's husband. And then what tripped me out is the fact that I think it was in hour 2, the part 2 of the reunion. I don't remember when, but all I know is that Kenya, the water was starting to get hot for her. And then she was trying to go after Nene about the fact that Nene was flirting with Peter. But what it was is that, you know, she was just like, everybody flirts, you know. And Phaedra was like, not everybody flirts. Well, Nene was flirting with Peter. I mean, like, what does that have to do? Does Team Petty not have anything else but to drag the other women into their storylines? Okay, Kenya, the bottom line is, yes, you did flirt. If we all go back and look at the videos from 2 years ago, you were flirting with Apollo. When y'all were in Mexico, you had that little 2-piece yellow bathing suit, I think it was, and you stand in the cave in the water, how you gonna get in? Girl, bye. Okay, you know, I had to make notes on this. So, she's still begging for an apology from Phaedra. I thought they had resolved all their issues. I guess something must have happened between now and I really don't know. But, she's still begging for her. She never apologized for calling me a whore. And I'm just like, well, girl, just let it go. If you talking about, your aunt and grandma that taught you to be forgiving, but you're not, you vindictive. And I know your aunt didn't teach you that, and I don't know your grandma, but I know your aunt didn't teach you to be vindictive, because your aunt is probably a more rational family member up in there. But, Phaedra, she kept coming after Phaedra, and then Kenya told me, well, if I was a whore, I'd be the best damn whore there is, and it's just like, okay, girl. And then Phaedra was like, that's why Phaedra said this, because she was like, well, Phaedra, you supposed to be a good Christian woman, and I don't understand why you can't forgive me. She was like, honey, there were plenty of whores in the Bible, and they eventually redeemed themselves, so you in good company. Oh, clap back season is real. Clap back season now. I'm on Team Phaedra, honey, because Team Phaedra, honey, she had some comebacks for you, okay? Let's see what else was going on. So we talked about, Kenya losing it and trying to pull Nene in her conversation. But Nene told her, she was trying to be disrespectful. She told me, don't you be up here trying to disrespect me and my husband, honey, because this ain't Portia. I was like, oh, Lord. Okay, girl. Well, I think, not Portia, Phaedra. This is not Phaedra. Now, I'm just like, because Phaedra just really is unfazed and unbothered. Because when Phaedra had to school Cynthia on some stuff, we found out that Cynthia really is not all that bright, honey. No, she ain't, child. But let us have a moment of prayer for Sister Bailey. Lord help her, because her mind just is not right. Peter spending all her money, Jesus, and she don't know what a JD is. Oh my God. So anyway, some kind of way Phaedra and Cynthia got into it, and Phaedra was like, girl, and you just sitting up there selling pipe dreams to little girls. And then Cynthia was like, I have yet to see you in a case. And I'm like, exactly. See, if you're not in the court, you don't know what her case record is. How would you know? You might want to get with her to help you put your money in some sort of shell corporation or something, because pretty soon your retirement fund going to be gone, because Peter up here opening up all these different businesses and stuff behind your back. I think at this point he probably just got, does he have a power of attorney on you, girl? Or did he just steal your social security number? Girl, Cynthia, stop. You tried it. You tried it, and then you were talking about Phaedra, and Phaedra went in on you because somebody had wrote in and said it was cold-blooded, how Phaedra talked about you and your fibroids. But then, something about sitting on Aquafina is what Phaedra said to me. You worried about me sitting on Aquafina, and you over there sitting on Captain Crunch. Oh, clap back season. Ooh. And the whole time, all Cynthia could sit there and do something, well, you in a case. And then, then Phaedra also had to bring up to all of them the fact that I really don't need this job. Okay, I got 5 degrees. I can work every day of my life and be okay. Okay, plus I have a JD. And so Cynthia told me, well, I can get one of those at the Bailey agency. No, sweetie. No, you can't. You need to go to an accredited university unless you are in the state of California. My dear, have a JD. It's called a Juris Doctor. It's a law degree. Okay. And it takes anywhere from 2.5 to 5 years to get it, depending on your speed of trying to obtain it. And if you go to a private institution like I did, it will cost an arm and a leg. Okay. So, baby, you the Bailey agency, girl, and I bet at this point you couldn't even afford a JD. You couldn't even afford one from a state school, okay? So, girl, get it together. You need to shut the hell up. And up there, sitting up there with your Miss Sunday School wig on. I don't know what the hell that was. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Iggy Azalea's hair and what it probably looked like when they unraveled it after the Grammys, okay? Girl, Cynthia, I'm just so disappointed in you. You need to just learn how to be you. And just like Phaedra pointed out, throughout this season, for some reason, you felt the need to attach yourself into other people's lives because Nene had kicked you to the curb, and you just felt the need to insert yourself into Phaedra's life. Like, I don't understand why it is that you felt it was your obligation to run and tell everybody else. I just wanted her to address it. If you wanted her to address it, you should have went and talked to Phaedra instead of going to I'm spilling tea all over the place. I got tea. I got tea. Girl, maybe you should have been sipping tea instead of spilling it. Okay, because that's just childish, and that just shows your level of maturity, and it's really disappointing because we all really, I know I did. You were my favorite housewife, but this season, I don't like the attempt at being a mean girl and trying to be all hard and stuff. I think that, we would, I mean, granted, you would go home just like the first season. What was the chick name that was married to the Shawnee? This is Shawnee. And just like, Nene was pointing out that, they asked her, would she want Sheree to come back or Kim? And basically she said they had limits because they had kids and they cared about, but these ladies are willing to sell their soul for the almighty coin. So, I mean, it is what it is. But, at the end of the day, Cynthia, you just need to stop. First of all, everybody knows that Apollo went to jail for fraud. Those text messages could have easily been made. We don't know who Mr. Chocolate is. And even if Phaedra was stepping out on Apollo, I mean, let's just be real. He was a fucking dog. He was at the damn strip club spending $8,000 a night, however much he was talking about he was making it rain on. So, I mean, what business is it of yours? Ain't nobody checking for you and Papa Smurf over there with him spending all your coins. Girl, stop. It's just really sad that you were just that petty. But then again, you're on Team Petty with all the other ladies who desperately needed a storyline so they can try to stay. So I don't know. What else? Kenya was talking about something about Phaedra's boobs being real, that she had a boob job. So what if she did, Kenya? We all speculate that you get booty injections, so we don't believe your butt is real. So, I mean, who cares? And then you talking about, in the end, you still don't have a husband, Phaedra. Oh, but she do. Because when Andy asked her about it, she said that she was still married and she still hadn't made any real decisions about, what she was going to do. She just had to take her time and step away from the spotlight and determine what's best for her kids, especially about going to prison. And I can understand that. I've spent many a day, going back and forth when I worked for the public defender's office, going to jail. It's really not a great place for kids, and I've even had to visit some people in prison too. I personally don't want to get up and go early in the morning and stand in the line to go visit somebody in a prison. Okay, I mean, and then Candy and Phaedra, I really, really hope you ladies get it together. I think there was really just a miscommunication thing, and I think that because both of you were experiencing a stressful time, I think that's what it was. So I'm hoping that y'all can smash that and get back to being friends and networking and just, I don't know. I really hate that, to see that friendship completely unravel, because I really felt like you all were genuine friends. Let's see, what else? So another concern I had is about Phaedra when Andy was asking her about whether Apollo had ever been violent towards her. And she really didn't want to answer. I just want to say that I just pray that Apollo never did put his hands on you or harmed you, because, I mean, that would be awful if he did. Because, I mean, the temper, we knew he had a temper because we saw how we beat the crap out of, I think it was Brandon, in that hotel room. I mean, there is a rage there. So, I mean, we wish, I know I do, wish Phaedra all the best with making the best decisions for her family. Next week we'll probably see more of the husbands and their discussions of how they feel about, or this coming Sunday we'll see part 3, and I guess that would be the conclusion. Honestly, ladies, those type of friendships I definitely wouldn't want to have, because I mean, we supposed to help uplift each other, but some of them just, I don't know if it's real or if it's scripted for TV. If it's real, then y'all really need to all sit down and have another kumbaya moment, because I know the show thrives on drama, but I mean, I'm just gonna say, get together. I think that's all that I have to say. You know, until next week, I'm gonna try to do the last hour. I don't know if I'll be able to sit through it. We'll see, because I know we'll hear more from the husband, especially with Todd talking about the prenup. And, you know, I just want to commend Greg Leeds for really having Nene's back and basically saying he gonna stay out of women's business. Hopefully that schools Cynthia and Peter about that, because they notorious for getting in folk business and it ain't none of theirs. All right, Diva loves. At the end of this video, you can find out how to follow me. Comment. Let's talk about, you know, the show and what I missed, and if you liked it, if you didn't like it, hell, you know, I'm still on struggle mode with this whole thing because, you know, Diva got 3 jobs. Okay, as a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to get out here right now and head on down to this Cinco de Mayo show I'm doing here at the Blacklight District in Long Beach. So, Diva out. Stay fabulous, fly, and fierce.